Alright, hello everyone. It is March 1st. We have made it to WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view later tonight, taking place at the Rogers Centre in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So the start time tonight will be, instead of 6 p.m. Eastern, it'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Central. So just keep this in mind that we have the pay-per-view on Peacock tonight, Netflix overseas. And I want to mention, if you are not able to go to the pay-per-view tonight in Toronto, the good news is if you have a Netflix account and you're in Canada, they will be streaming it on Netflix in Canada. Now, some of you might think of taking the VPN route, which is fine. Just make sure that you're using a legal service like NordVPN, for an example. Just the one that I use for the top of my head. But I'm not using VPN. I got the Peacock deal about a couple weeks after my birthday in November. So, yes. Let's just get to this card because there's a lot we got to talk about. WrestleMania is going to be here right before you know it. WrestleMania 41 will be our next pay-per-view prediction video, along with the NXT pay-per-view, which will be taking place, I think, right before night one of WrestleMania on April 19th. So, yes, we're going to get into it. We have 4 matches on the card. I don't even want to talk about the dumb rock segment. I think it's just to fill the time. It's so dumb. I don't know why we're even having this segment, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the women's matches first. I am liking the women's side of things so far. You know, I've been happy with it. So here we go. Here is the women's tag team match. You have Tiffany Stratton teaming up with Trish Stratus, taking on Nia Jax, Candice LeRae. So let's read a little bit of the background. Trish Stratus will be in in-ring action as he teams with the current WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton to take on Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Jax and Stratton have been odds since the center of the universe betrayed the irresistible force by cashing in her Money in the Bank contract back in January and defeating her to win the title. Before returning at this year's Royal Rumble's match, Stratus has not competed since losing to Becky Lynch in a steel cage match at the WWE Payback pay-per-view in 2023. Stratton will need to have a game plan as she heads into WrestleMania title defense against the 2025 Royal Rumble winner Charlotte Flair. Can Stratton and Stratus take down Jax and LeRae in Toronto? I think so. The reason why I think it's possible, I think because you got to build up Tiffany's momentum going into WrestleMania. And Tiffany's still young, you know. And Tiffany has shown her athletic skills. And you know what? The crowd's been really getting behind her ever since she cashed in Money in the Bank. You know what? You got to take down the big bully Nia Jax at some point. So I think this is the match that she does it. And with Trish Stratus's help, I'm going to predict that the tag team of Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus wins. I'll say this. I hope next week we get a one-on-one rematch where Chelsea Green's taking on Tiffany. Because the way the match ended last night on SmackDown, that was a disgrace. I'm sorry. I get why Nia and Candice had to interfere, but the match was getting good. You know, Tiffany was doing her thing. She looked great. And by the way, I'm impressed with Tiffany lately. Can you see how amazing her gymnastic skills are? And supposedly she wants to sing like Sabrina Carpenter now. So she openly said it on an interview, I think a couple weeks ago. I posted about it on Instagram, but yeah. Good luck. Tiffany's working late because she's a wrestler. Okay, let's get to the Women's Elimination Chamber match. So, you may be wondering in this picture, why is Alexa Bliss... Oh, my bad. No. Why... I'm sorry if I triggered any devices. Okay. Why in the world is Liv Morgan holding the Women's Tag Team Championship belt? I will explain if you did not watch Raw on Netflix this past Monday. Something interesting happened. What happened, you may be wondering? I'll gladly explain, shall we? Naomi and Bianca Belair are no longer tag team champions. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. So if you did not see that, that was the main event of Raw on Netflix this past Monday in Cincinnati. Congratulations to the new champions, by the way. This is like the third time, by the way, that Raquel and Liv are champions. They have such great chemistry together. You know, and they're, in real life, they really are best friends. In fact, they actually have shared the same hotel room together, believe it or not. Don't ask why, but Raquel brags about it on social media. You know, they have separate beds. It's whatever. I mean, look, they're besties. Of course, they travel together, and why not? I mean, hey, anything's possible when you're on the road. But let's not use our imaginations, please. Let's just get to the other women who are in the match. You're going to have Alexa Bliss. You're going to have Naomi. You're going to have Bianca Belair. You're going to have Bayley. And in a surprise twist, we actually have somebody from the NXT roster in this match. Who is this wrestler, you may be wondering? Roxanne Perez. So I don't have to read into the article. It's blah, 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 blah. It's not even worth my time to get into. What was I going to say? So why am I going to go with Liv Morgan winning? I think it's obvious why I'm going to pick Liv to win. Look, at the end of the day, we know for a fact that Rhea Ripley wants Liv Morgan's hands again. You know, I think it's obvious what's going on here. Everybody thinks that Bianca Belair is going to win. She's going to get a one-on-one match. No, that's not what's going to happen. I think you'll see Jade Cargill come back at some point. You know, I really think that's what will happen. And you know what? Don't be surprised if Liv Morgan's wrestling 2 matches at WrestleMania. Don't be surprised if she's fighting on Saturday solo, and then she's defending the tag team belts Sunday or something. Because maybe that could happen. But I'm just gonna say it. I think Liv wins. If you agree to disagree with me, I'm sorry, but Liv Morgan's just too hot right now. Why would you kill off her momentum? You know, she's the hottest thing going on for the Raw roster. And by the way, again, Dominic Mysterio's married. Liv Morgan is actually single. And Liv has said herself that she is not interested in any romantic relationships. And I get it, because Liv is dedicated to her craft in the ring. Alright? She cares a lot about this business. Just like Tiffany does on SmackDown. Okay? So, Liv's going to win. And if you agree to disagree, I'm sorry. But that's just the way I look at it. I'm just trying to find the unsanctioned match here. So here it is. Okay. So once again, we're going to have these two fighting. Why? It's just getting too boring already. Enough of it. Enough. I get it. They hate each other. They love each other. They hate each other. They love each other. It's like, come on. This is too much already. Okay, here we go. Sami Zayn taking on Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match. Now, what does this mean? This is a huge stipulation because basically anything goes. Last Shaymu as WWE SmackDown manager Nick Aldis said at Payback last year. Everybody remembers that thing with Randy Orton and that whole... I don't want to get into it. Speaking of Randy Orton, I think this is when you bring him back. And I'm going to tell you why you're going to hear voices being played and the crowd in Toronto is going to erupt. This is absolutely the time to bring back Randy Orton now. Randy Orton, in the past couple of days, has said in a couple of interviews, and he's even told Dave Meltzer this, believe it or not, at PW Insider, that, Randy wants Kevin Owens. Randy has said that he wants to battle Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. And Triple H has been contemplating how to make the story work. I think this is when you do it. Because this is basically no holds barred. Anything can go. So tonight's the night you bring back Randy. Tonight's the night you do it. You gotta push the narrative that after Randy Orton got pile drived, I think what will happen, this will make Sami Zayn win the match. And you know what? Good for Sami. But then what will happen to Sami going into WrestleMania? I can't say right now. I don't know what will happen. I don't know. I mean, Sami goes for the Intercontinental belt again. I mean, it worked out last year. We all know what happened with Chad Gable. I don't know, guys. But you know what? Randy Orton helps Sami Zayn and Sami Zayn wins. That's how I'm going to predict it. And lastly, everybody's going to be talking about the men's chamber match. So let's just go into this quickly because I'm going to tell you why John Cena is going to win, okay? So you have Cena, you have CM Punk, you have Drew McIntyre, you have Seth freaking Rollins, you have Logan Paul, you have Damian Priest. Look. John Cena has said numerous times that he wants Cody Rhodes. Everybody wants Cody Rhodes right now. And by the way, Main Event Uso has said he's already chosen Gunther. So that's settled with over on Monday Night Raw. So now this leaves the question. John Cena has said that he's going to be making appearances on Netflix during the European tour coming up. But you know what? Cena has to win. And I love the promo that Cena cut at the Royal Rumble press conference. It's best for business, yes, but, it just feels so weird knowing that John Cena is not competing for a championship at his final WrestleMania. That would feel a little bit out of sorts for John Cena. So I think John Cena wins. All right? I really think for John Cena's last time competing in the Royal Rumble, yes, he was close. And I get it. At the end of the day, you gotta let John Cena win. Could CM Punk end up winning? Look, I would love to see CM Punk take on Cody Rhodes. I would be applauding for that. But everybody's going Cena, so I'm gonna go John Cena. That's the way I look at it. Alright, I think 15 minutes is long enough. I think this is... You know what? I think this pay-per-view is probably going to be done before 10 o'clock tonight. And smart strategy by Peacock. Because think about it. Later tonight, we have Tate McRae performing on SNL. So, hopefully everything works out. And, you have one event happening in Canada. And then you have another Canadian who's been spending a majority of her week here in New York getting ready for SNL. So look at that. So, and by the way, Tate McRae, thank you for acknowledging that you have adopted New York City, because we're grateful for you. And she's only 21, by the way. So yeah, so lots to look forward to on Peacock. You have the Chamber tonight at 7. I think there's a couple of college games also streaming, college hoops games streaming on Peacock tonight if you're interested in that. I think they have PGA today. And then you got SNL. So a lot of content available tonight on Peacock if you're looking to do something today. Because before I wrap this up, I'll just quickly talk about the weather. The weather's just crazy. They really say March is coming in like a lion. So it's supposed to be 60 degrees today here in New York. And then tonight it's supposed to be 27. And with the wind, it's going to make it feel like February again. And it's going to warm up again the next couple of days. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people staying in tonight. So, enjoy the pay-per-view again. 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific. Peacock here in the domestic United States, including Alaska and Canada. Once again, my bad. Domestic 48, including Alaska and Hawaii, excuse me. If you are in Canada, again, Netflix. If you're not able to go to the show in person, stream on Netflix. Netflix is widely available in Canada. You know, if you're overseas, you know, I will mention there are people overseas for the Brit Awards tonight. You have it on Netflix too if you're an insomniac and want to stay up, I guess. So that's pretty much it. Enjoy the show. I will be back in April to predict a very hectic weekend in Las Vegas. So until the next one, please take care.